Okay, so what you have here is 46 V6 manual uh, estate. Is an estate wagon. So um, the owner had was hearing a noise from the timing side. So got the vehicle and eventually the noise increased. I brought the vehicle, the mechanic checked and they didn't see anything wrong there. So his way out, the noise increased and became even worse than it was before he brought the car. And so eventually, um, went to the mechanic, they removed the timing belt, checked and found that the timing was off. Was the cause of that noise, according to the mechanic. So now he set the timing, the noise went away. So I even came and listened and I didn't hear. I heard the sound when it came, it started that then. Caught my attention. I looked at the sound. I heard the sound, so it set the timing, the sound went away. So now a few days later, the car stalled, engine just went off. I made a sound, I refused to start. So he was told to this place and decided, I now suggested the best is to remove the cylinder head to really find out if the valve, no, the mechanic checked and said the suspect the valves are bent. The engine refused to rotate. So okay, fine. So remove the cylinder head and now let's look at it. This is cylinder 1. So you can see big mark on the piston, which is from the valve. So this piston is gone. Here, this mark here will be causing misfire constantly. So it's gone. And let me turn this one. So this is cylinder 1 side of the valves. You can see this is the intake valve. So the intake valve, one of them even broke and damaged the sitting position of the valve. So it has condemned this tank 1 cylinder head. It's condemned. Can't use this cylinder head. And also this piston. So as we don't even know the condition of the bank 2 cylinder head, which is being removed now. Later I'll be there. But there's no point. The point is the easiest solution now is to get another engine. So we looked at, okay, what could be the possible cause, and so when the auxiliary belt intact, nothing wrong with the auxiliary belt. Let me show you guys. So this is the auxiliary belt. OEM, which she purchased years back, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember when you changed this. Now it's intact, but I know it's OEM. Timing belt. I don't know. I don't remember if we actually changed this belt, but okay. Oh yeah, I think he did. He changed it from the old. Yeah, he changed it. Yeah, I remember. There you go. So I looked at it. Everything here is intact. Nothing wrong with the timing belt. All the teeth are in good condition. None of them cut or anything. So then what else could be the cause? Looked at the rollers. The rollers are kind of they are not spinning freely, though. spinning freely, but that shouldn't cause it. They are not wobbling. So what I could say, maybe this is how the VCs was work. I think they are okay. They are okay. I'm not supposed to be that free. I can't remember very well. I think they are okay. But no issue, no wobbling, no noisy spinning, nothing. So the only thing now that cannot be confirmed is the tensioner, the timing belt tensioner. Yeah, physically it looks okay, but what if it has failed? Because what if this was the first time that noise came up? Maybe the tensioner lost a little bit tension, the belt became noisy as it was flapping around or something. I don't know, actually. I wasn't really involved in the work. All I knew was when the noise started, the client called me. So when I was less busy, I came, heard the sound. So I was the one that recommended they should remove the timing chamber and checked. The sound was making as if it was from inside the engine, but I was like, before you go that side, remove the timing chamber and check. And they removed the timing chamber. According to the mechanic, I wasn't there. He now said, oh, the timing was off. So he now reset the timing, then the noise stopped. So later on, I think it was much later in the evening or probably the next day or so, I can't remember. I came, started the engine, and the noise was gone. It was no longer there. So the owner came, took the car and used it for, was it? Maybe like 3 days or 2-3 days before this now happened. So the water pump, I think he put a new water pump. And you can see, water pump is also okay. By the time I remember I changed the water pump. Change it, bought a new one. OEM, so it's kind of a mystery what would have led to the failure of this for the timing to slip off. I don't know, was it that wasn't timing that caused this? Because what would make a valve? And you can see it was only one cylinder. Only one cylinder. From this bank anyway. We don't know about the bank too.
Those two are the same thing. Are the same thing.
Two actually the same. The one on top is different, I think. There are 3 rollers. Two are the same. One is different. You can see. This is the one on top. So it's different from the rest. So this one usually sits on top. The one that sits here. Okay, so the rollers to me are okay. Don't see anything wrong. I know how VCs rollers usually fail. They will make one kind of sound or something like that. This one's nothing. So do you think we should remove? I think we may have to remove the other cylinder. Let's see the extent of the damage. I think it's better to remove it. Oh, okay, the exhaust. Have you removed the catalyst? Huh? Let's just for the sake of just to show people that the thing is, yeah, it's gone. Because it may be better to assess the whole thing. Yeah. So just remove it. So I'll know fully whether something similar happened on the other bank. If this other bank have no such issue, then it means probably something happened to that the connecting rod. Not pushed. I don't know. It can't be anyway. Because I was expecting that it will happen on another cylinder, not just one cylinder. But it's possible. But most likely one of the rear bank cylinder will have same issue as well. because you can see this is the one on top dead center. So the cylinder one is on top dead center. There should be another cylinder on top dead center on the bank too. So okay, so if you own a V6, do not take these things for granted. Don't take them for granted. Just the unfortunate thing is, even that tensioner, they don't say new one in Nigeria, you know. So if you're buying, you're basically buying another used one. Okay, so that's it. Just to show you, this engine is, to me, is just basically gone. Can it be repaired? Yeah, most likely. But then it means you have to change the piston, change the cylinder head. To make sense, what I usually tell people is, if you are changing V6 engine, and probably because it's smoking or anything, don't discard that old engine easily. If I were you, remove the cylinder head and keep. Remove the cylinder head and keep. Even if the engine is smoking, do not discard it, the entire engine. The usual cause might maybe the piston fan, but the cylinder head, keep it, because there might be a situation where it's going to serve you. So in this case, anyway, so I think I've said enough for now. So eventually we'll remove the bank 2 cylinder head and look at that to see what's going on there as well, or what happened there. Okay, so on it. So we are spinning the engine now. As you can see, it's actually rotating. So it's not showing any sign that the other cylinder bank had the same problem. So meaning that the issue is not the coil rod or the crankshaft. So most likely there's no issue with the other one. So then the question now remains, how? Why will it happen to only one cylinder? This is unknown when it comes to timing issue. Is it that this valve, something happened to this valve? Let me see. I'm trying to figure out, what do you think is this thing? This piece is it the valve?
It's the valve. This is the valve.
The valve metal.
Even damage the plug.
The plugs. So maybe this thing probably is timing. Otherwise, how come this thing broke? And then scattered and even got to that point. It could be that the valve actually pulled out, gave up, and broke, dropped down while the engine was rotating, and then did what that thing. If it was the timing, it shouldn't be only on one cylinder. That's what I'm thinking. If it really was the timing, then it shouldn't be only one cylinder that will have that problem. I think we may have to remove the bank 2 cylinder head. Something else I even observed, these are the knock sensor, that's called detonation sensor, mounted here. So I'm wondering why this one got burnt. Look at how it's burnt here. This one too burnt. So what caused it? Was there a time this car terribly overheated? Even if it did that terribly overheated, why would it melt? This is clearly a burnt. No. But this should be electrical issue, not mechanical. it shouldn't cause this. So even if the sensors are there. Okay, so keep you guys updated. So the 2-cylinder head are now off. As you can see, this is back 1-cylinder head. You can see the cylinder 1 that is broken. Now this is the cylinder 2. No, bank 2. This is bank 1, then bank 2. You can see all the valves here are intact, not a single one. Now, now when you come to the actual cylinders, you can see no issue here. Okay, something fell off and fell inside. Though there's excess carbon deposit, but no issue here. Not mark, nothing. So, so remember what I said earlier, that since this one is on top dead center, that one of the pistons here will also be on top dead center. So now look at it. This is so meaning this one is on top dead center, though it hasn't really gotten fully on top. So it means this one is supposed to have the same issue, because it means both valves we are actually supposed to open if that is the case. On the cylinders, the intake valves. How come it didn't affect this one? It affected only one. And then make it make sense. How come it's only one valve here? One of the only one intake valve is supposed to affect this one too. This one, if both of them are supposed to break or have the same problem. So from what I'm thinking here, it seems something was wrong with this valve. It's like he dropped down on his own. Maybe whatever that is holding the valve on the cylinder head lost control, or this valve gave up and broke and did this damage. Every other valve is intact. That's what I was saying. It's supposed to affect these two intake valves, not just one. That is, I'm saying, if it was a timing issue, if it was timing that caused this. So it was actually the valve that gave up. Okay, that's, my conclusion right now. It was the valve, not the timing, that caused this damage. So this side is intact with the cylinder head. So the only problem with this engine now is this piston on cylinder 1 and the cylinder head. Because if you damage it, you can't use this thing again. It's not even about the valve. It can damage the cylinder head. And even if you put another, say, yeah, this spot here, this mark it has given the piston, I believe it will cause misfire. I expect it to be causing misfire. Yes, I could be wrong, but I don't know. So it depends, because to change this to, it means you have to remove the oil pan, then remove the coil rods, pull out the piston, go look for another piston, and then it means piston you are putting that will come with its own ring. The rings might be bad. But this one, look at the cylinder wall, they are still intact, no wear, nothing. No wear. So the cylinder walls are intact, meaning the pistons are also intact, because the car wasn't burning oil. So by changing this piston, most likely the one you are buying, remember most time when people scrap engines is when their engines start to consume oil or burn so much oil. So it's possible that piston you are going to put, the rings might not be good. And these rings, are they even available here in Nigeria for the V6? I don't think so. Well, the catalytic converter. So look at the cylinder 1. Look at it, it's intact. It's not blocked. I don't know if this camera is showing you very well, but it's not blocked. The only one that actually kind of look awkward but still not blocked is the cylinder 2. No, bank 2. This is bank 1 catalyst. This is bank 2 pre-catalyst. But it's not actually blocked. It's just eating up, but it's not blocked. So even if there was a problem, supposed to have a problem, it has to be this side that will have that problem, not this side. So the mystery remains. Okay, so yeah. It's a decision the owner will have to take. Of course, you seek my advice and advice. At the end of the day, it all depends on the owner. You know. Okay. So I don't know why that. Just thinking, what could have led to the valve to give up or just like that? Only one valve. Well, just to add to another theory, the theory could also be that because of, remember the first time the noise started, it was making, I even had that sound. The engine will be idle, no sound, but as soon as you accelerate the car to 3000 RPM, we hear to show there's something metal to metal hitting each other. That was how it was sounding. So eventually the mechanic now checked and discovered that the timing was not set. And so how come the timing all of a sudden the timing belt lost tension and went out of timing? So it's possible that it was this thing that was making that sound. It was hitting it. So by the time the timing was not set properly, the noise went away, but the harm has already been done. So it was just a question of time. It now gave up. The valve itself gave up. You know. So in that case, yeah, if you say it was still timing related that caused it. So now what would have led to the timing to even shifted out of position, the belt, in the first place? Since the belt was in good condition, everything was good condition, the only thing we could not account for is the tensioner, the timing tensioner. So that could possibly be the cause. You know, like I said, it's just like a theory that I'm putting out there, because had it been the engine could rotate when this thing eventually happened, you know, what we could have done was to set the engine and check the timing mark to know whether they align. You know, in that case, you say, okay, the timing didn't slip up again. Then because he locked, he refused to rotate the crankshaft. So of course, they know how to check the timing at that point. So, you know, but then it still comes back to how come it was only this one, even if the valves were heating before. How come this one was supposed to have the same issue with this? How come it didn't? This particular valve, just these are two intake valves here. It's still supposed to be only one, but hey, it's possible. Maybe this is how the ES engines are designed. That one is much closer to the piston. It's possible that this one here is much closer. It's possible. Possible. I don't know. Anyway, it's a theory, you know, that the valve didn't just give up on its own, that it was that first issue, timing, that went up, shifted a little. So the tensioner is still the primary suspect here. So I advise, I wish it's just that tensioner is not even available new, because I would advise, if you are changing your timing belt, VCs, replace your tensioner as well. But then where will you find it? It's well. Okay, so what's happened is that's happened. Hopefully the owner will be able to make the right decision for himself. You know, like I said, we can only advise, recommend, suggest the best, but then you still have to make the decision on which way to go on the repair. You can change the piston, change the cylinder head, and issue gone. Change the tensioner, issue gone. But my only concern is, since the piston will not be new one, it will be a used one, because the piston will come from a scrapped engine. So meaning that most, in Nigeria, people scrap their engine most of the time because the pistons, the rings are already gone. The engine have been, started burning oil. So if you put, and the rings are also not available, new one here in Nigeria for this engine. So if you put a used piston with the rings on them, it means you are introducing another problem on the engine. So unless there is a way, I don't know, you can swap these rings from the current piston, damaged piston here, to the used piston you are buying. If it's possible, then that will solve the problem. I'll discuss with some technicians if by chance I do. I know most I want to remove rings. They don't. You have to damage it. So I'm not saying for the fact, but we'll find out. Okay.